Hi everyone, this is going to be a slightly different video because I should have made this a bit earlier. I should have really made this in August time, but I was just so busy. Also, apologies for the window open. It's so hot here. It's September and it's literally like 27 degrees. I really should have made this in August when people were starting to think a lot more about university, but I just didn't have time and my phone didn't have storage, so it all kind of went a bit wrong. But that being said, I didn't move into my university halls until the 16th of September, so I feel like I still have a bit of time for this to help people out. This is going to be a get ready with me whilst I've got a new earring, hold on, whilst I tell you about university. And just kind of generally give you guys some advice, because I feel like there's not actually a lot said about uni and it can be quite scary for people. I know I was really scared when I first went, and a video like this could just be really beneficial. Yeah, I will get started. I will try and do my best at multitasking, but I'm not very good, so I'm gonna assume that there will be more telling than get ready. I have also made a little list so that I don't forget what to say about. Okay, my first one, this is actually more for people that would be looking at unis next year, but I would say go and visit them because it makes such a difference. I feel like I was all against visiting unis. I thought you'd be able to get the feel for it online and looking through videos, but you can't. I went to 3 university visits. I think I visited Chichester, Chester, and then Nottingham. Oh, and Bournemouth, so I visited 4. And Bournemouth, for example, which was a lovely uni, I got there and the feel was not for me. It wasn't working. I just didn't like it, and so I'm so glad that I went and visited it, because it really does help you understand if you're going to like the university or not. So that's more for people going to uni next year, because I know you have to start looking early. Uni going this year, okay, I think I'll do it in the order of things that you would be doing if you were going to uni. So I feel like the first thing that you would be doing is making the most of spending time with your friends. Before I went to uni, I did a big kind of like get together of all my friends, and I feel like that's so important to do, because, you know, no one really talks about how when you come back from uni after your first year, people have new friend groups and people have jobs and things to be getting on with, and it's just a lot harder to see your friends. It is important to make the most of the time you have with them in that summer after your A-levels. If you're in the UK, I know you don't do A-levels in America. I take it you will also be getting ready for all like your kitchen and your room, and you've probably looked at the list that the university will have given you and all the things that you need. You do not need all of those things. I went to uni with far too much stuff. I ended up losing half of it or breaking half of it. I think I bought like 10 plates. I don't need 10 plates. I broke most of them. Don't stress too much about that. You honestly think about what you're going to use. Like, I would bring stuff like pastry brushes to uni. I don't even remember the last time I used a pastry brush. So really all you need is plates, bowls, cutlery, a few cups, little things kitchen wise like Tupperware, like some tongs, a couple tea towels, but they're just going to get destroyed in your kitchen anyway. And if you're going to uni, you will probably be in a big city, and if you find that you need something, you can just pop out and get it. I felt like the way that I thought university would be was you get there and then that's it. Everything you bring, you're stuck with. Like, if you forget something, you can just go out and buy it. Oh, sorry, I'm like having to kneel down. My legs are like cramping up already. This is the most ugly background as well. I'm so sorry. I would have had it facing this way, which is way prettier, but unfortunately the lighting is just disgusting in that aspect. Oh wait, that's so much better. Right, back to uni. Yeah, so you won't need all of that. In terms of bringing stuff to your room, I would say definitely bring an extension cord. I feel like people don't really talk about that one too much because you will only get like 2 plug sockets. I brought a lamp. I got mine from Wilko for like £5 or something, really, really cheap. Socks, because it gets freezing. Although if you're in student accommodation, they do tend to be a lot warmer. Last year when I was in my own accommodation, it was very, very cold at times. Bring sliders or flip-flops or any kind of really comfy casual shoe. Crocs would do, because your kitchen will get disgusting if you're sharing with other people. Unfortunately, you don't get to pick with who you shared with, and it's also where you drink. If you do drink, it will just turn into a mess, and you really, really don't want to be going in there with, sorry, I can't open this mirror. You really don't want to be going in there with no shoe of some kind. As for that, the only other advice I would give in terms of things to bring would be like posters from home or pictures or stuff to just make it feel a bit more personalised, like yourself. I know I could put pictures up in my room with blue tack as long as it didn't make too many marks on the wall, but a lot of universities will have things like pin boards or cork boards to help you. So that was really, really helpful because it did make you feel a bit more at home. So that's more for the stuff to bring in, like to make your room feel cozy. A bag is the most important thing. I had such a crap bag for my first year. It broke all the time and it didn't have any compartments, which is something that I really like to have because my laptop makes like a really loud noise when I walk and it clunks with the charger. So this is my bag for third year. I'm so proud of it. Comes in this little wallet. It's from ASOS. It was actually like £25 and I paid £8, I think. It's by a brand called PASQ. I don't even know how to say that. But it's a big leather one. It's got 2 pockets on the front. And then on the inside, it's got loads of room and it holds my laptop. And then on the inside, it's got this like, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in this lighting. It's got a removable like pocket pouch thing in here. Which is great because I can then put all of my chargers and everything in there. So I'm so looking forward to using this. It's just been sitting in my bedroom just neatly waiting for me to use it. I wouldn't really say bring too many notebooks. Like I really only use like one notebook just to plan stuff and planners because most of it will be done online, like electronically. So I feel like you don't really need to worry about bringing stuff like as you would in school normally. Obviously you can take paper notes if you would like to. I tried, but the lectures go so fast that there is no way for me to possibly be able to do that. As for laptops, I got a refurbished laptop, so it was only about 180 quid for a HP like touchscreen really good laptop. The battery life is kind of dying now, but to be honest I only have one year left, so as long as you've got a decent laptop, that's really all you need. Flashcards obviously, but that's how I revise, but other people might not revise the same way. Oh my god, I've got to go down. My legs are cramping up so bad. No, that's awful. Hold on. Okay, this is so much better. I can now sit cross-legged. Okay, I've remembered. Now we're back into like what to do on your move-in day. You will feel homesick, and I'm actually probably the worst person to talk about this because I didn't really get homesick at university. If anything, I got university sick when I come home. Like I miss uni now, but I don't miss home when I'm at uni, which makes me feel really bad to say because it's nothing against being at home. I really love being independent and I love the university lifestyle. Everything about it, I just love it, and I'm going to be so upset when I finish uni. And this is going to lead on to a new point, which is get out there on freshers. As scary as it will be, and this is going to sound so scary to anyone listening, but people will make friends by the first day. Within a week, I would say, people, including me, already had their friend group, the group of friends that they would hang out with. Like, it started off, so I was in shared accommodation, student accommodation, like halls, and I got there on the first night. I went downstairs to the common room, which is where we had all these like reps from second year that would kind of like take you to the events and just kind of monitor you. I went down, everyone pre-drank in the common room, and I met 2 people that I'm still friends with now, and we went to the club and I had a great time, and then I came back, and the next day I went out in the daytime with those 2 people. Like, you need to try and put in like some effort, as scary as that will be, to engage with these people. And then within 3 days, everyone that I'm currently friends with had joined university. They all started at different times and they had formed our friend group, and then we stopped drinking downstairs with everyone in the halls and we would just drink in our kitchen, for example. And then from there on, it's very hard to incorporate new people into your group because you're now no longer in the communal space, you're in your kitchen. I remember being so scared about that because before uni I would see the people above me getting friends within a week, and I was like, how the hell do you make friends this quick? I don't understand. I'm not going to be able to make friends this quickly, but trust me, everyone, and I know it's such a cliche saying, but everyone really is in the same boat. And I feel like university is just not believing that phrase and thinking, no, I won't make friends, I won't make friends. You will. Obviously, this is very hard because if you aren't in halls, it is going to be harder to make friends, or if you don't like your friends in halls, it is going to be harder because then you'll have to join societies or, you know, make a bit more of an effort outside or in your lectures. It's very hard because I am just speaking from experience. I really do promise that it is never as scary as it seems. Yeah, it's really hard for me to give obviously 100% advice because I didn't feel homesick, and I was very lucky that the people in my flat I got on really well with. I know so many people that go to uni, me being one of them, so nervous, and then it turns out to be okay. Also, if you are not a clubbing person, please don't worry, because there are so many other ways to make friends. You know, you can go on bar crawls if you feel comfortable with the bar environment but just not the alcohol, or you can go to kind of more sociable things. They do them in like student unions. I wouldn't completely shut down clubbing because I hated clubbing. I hated the idea of clubbing, of bars, of everything. This is going to be so hard to do without a mirror. Of everything before uni. Being my birthday in June meant that I hadn't really had any drinking experience as well. But I got to uni and I went to a club on the first night. I stayed on the edge, so it wasn't anything intense, and I loved it. And now I go loads. Like, I feel like it's the people you go with that makes such a difference. If you go with people that just want to get squished in the crowd or do drugs or drink to the point where they can't have a good time, then you're with the wrong people. You should go with people that just have fun and want to dance and do stupid stuff. That is when it is best. I'm gonna give up trying to do mascara because that just clearly won't work. I've pretty much done all my makeup now, so I can actually focus on talking. So from there, I would just talk now about, like, first year is for getting used to it. Don't put a ton of pressure on yourself. I know I did. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to get a fantastic grade. Uni is not like A-levels. It's different. It's harder. The workload is different. The expectations are different. And, you know, you might get a first in first year, but it's more the year for getting used to how it works and getting used to just uni life, really. It doesn't count, you just have to pass. As for second year, if you are going into second year, because I'm going into third year now, so I can speak from previous experience, second year is no different from first year in my opinion, other than the fact that the work counts, so they have much higher expectations. Workload in general doesn't feel like, for me anyway, that there was any difference in workload. You just take it more seriously and they have higher expectations, so the pressure is worse, if you want to put it that way. Can't speak for experience about third year because I'm going into it and I'm a little bit nervous in terms of workload. This year I'm going into is 80% of my grades, so first year, do not take it too seriously. That's my main advice. Take so many pictures, because I took loads, but I just wish I could take more, because it sounds so cliche when people say it, but it is so real. Uni goes so fast. The fact that I have 1 year left, I feel as though I moved in the other day. Like, I remember my mum dropping me off and I remember feeling like this is so weird and having this like really sick feeling because I was like nervous and excited, and I get so emotional thinking about it because it's gone so quick and I don't want to leave. Like, obviously I'm really looking forward to the next chapter. It's really scary. I don't do change well. I can't do change. I've never been able to do change, so uni's a bit like, oh my god. In my personal experience, I just found it's one of those things where you go in, you are going to be terrified and you are going to be like, what the hell is happening? What the hell do I do? I've never been in anything like this. But you just kind of have to go, okay, it's all going to work out, and you just kind of have to like trust yourself for it. That's what I did, and I've had the best time. Oh, one more thing, because I realised I've just seen it in my little friends. Oh my god, do not get a house with the first people you meet. You will hear people talking about booking and looking at house viewings end of September, 100%. I heard people talking about house viewings at the end of September and I was like, what the hell? I haven't even started thinking about living with people for second year. Haven't even started looking at houses. Do not stress. People move too quickly and they move in with the wrong people and then you're stuck. So really don't stress. I would start looking end of October, November time. If you haven't looked by January, then I would start looking properly, because sorry, I live like 20 minutes from an airport, so I feel like the amount of planes that fly over is just crazy. Start looking kind of January time, because they start, all of the good houses will go. My second year house was fine, but we had a few dodgy landlords, or not landlords, but our like rental agents weren't particularly great. I'm not looking forward to having to discuss my deposit with them. Look through your houses, go on as many house viewings as possible, and make sure you like the people you live with. But to be honest, your relationships will change in second year because you're living with these people now. Just don't think, oh, I've met these people, they're amazing, this is the first week, I'm gonna live with them. Your friend groups will change. My friend group used to be about 12 people. I'm still in touch with all of them, but we split into 2 houses, and I was convinced that we were all gonna have a huge house. So things really do change. I'm just trying to think of things, like the only thing I ever say to people about uni is just how much I love it. I have seen loads of people online say they didn't like it, or that it wasn't the experience that they thought it was going to be. And if that is you guys, if you're watching this in 2 months or so, maybe try and persevere, or if it really isn't for you, don't feel bad about dropping out or trying a different uni or anything like that. It is, at the end of the day, a lot of it does come down to luck as to who you're with, or as to who you bump into. For anyone going to uni in September, or literally like 2 weeks time, I'm going to assume, good luck. For anyone starting, if anyone is in Nottingham and would like to catch up for a coffee or anything, literally let me know. I'm open to completely new suggestions. Get yourself into a routine, a study routine. I feel like I'm just waffling now. I haven't really stuck to my list, but if you treat this like a podcast, I'm sure it'll be fine. Stick to a routine of studying. That was my best advice. First year I didn't really do that. I just studied all the time and I was so tired. Second year I would get up at like 9 and work until about 5, so I know that I'd worked for the whole day, and then if I wanted to go out in the evening then I could, and I wouldn't feel too bad about it. Academic perfectionist. I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like that. If I don't get a first, which is the best grade, I'm convinced I've done awful. So trust me, no one knows what it's like to stress about grades as well more than me. Do your best, and to be honest, as long as you try your hardest and as long as you have a genuinely good time, that's really all that matters. Don't think about the debt, because I've seen so many people talking about that. The debt is literally the least of your problems. If you haven't paid it off within 30 years, it gets cancelled. You pay barely anything back a month. So someone that I know, his cousin has a £45,000 paying job and he pays £120 a month for uni, but you don't see it. It just comes out of your salary, so it doesn't feel like you're even having to pay anything. It just feels like you're getting less, if that makes sense. Go through uni again, even with the debt. I love it so much. I've had the most incredible time. It really has helped with my independence, and alongside that, like, I'm just so good friends now with the people that I'm with. Yeah, I'm getting all of my stationery when I get there because it saves time. When I like, why take the stuff from here to uni if you could just buy it when you get there? So unfortunately the only thing I can really show you is my bag. Like, everything else is just really boring. That's really all I take. I took way too many clothes in first year. Really you don't need that many clothes. You'll probably buy clothes when you're there. I bought so many clothes. Yeah, this is a really unorganised video. I'm sorry, I thought it was going to be a bit more organised. Half of my stuff is at my dad's house, so I can't even show you. And then the rest of my stuff, I don't know if you can see in this box, is already packed up, kind of on its way to get ready to be sorted, because I go in about 2 weeks. So yeah, I haven't really got anything else to say. I hope that was alright. I did actually make a video on my TikTok about like more university advice, kind of like where to study. I've got a whole study highlight if you get stuck, with advice and how I love studying. Yeah, just sort of stuff like that. If you get stuck, my DMs on Instagram, like Menicary, they're completely always open. Just message me and I will respond to anything. If you want videos of what nightlife is like, or Nottingham, or events, or anything like that, just message me and I'll be more than happy to answer, because I know what it's like to feel nervous about university. So I think that's my video done. I really hope this turns out okay and it's not just like 20 minutes of me waffling. Yeah, that's it. I hope to see you guys soon, and anyone going to uni, good luck, and I hope it all turns out okay.